What's up, YouTube? I'm here because I'm very, very upset and I don't know what to do, so maybe somebody can see this video and can help me. Friday morning, 10 a.m., my son was kidnapped by his mother against a court order. I have the court order to see my son, and she took him against that order, left the state. She's in Texas or even Mexico with my son right now. She's a Mexican national and they both have passports. Her family's in El Paso, so it's not crazy to think that they might be in Mexico. So when they snatched my son from the front yard barefoot, didn't even have shoes on because he had no idea that he was leaving, I dialed 911. I called 911. Hey, my kid's being kidnapped by his mom. Here's the vehicle. Whoop-de-whoop. I get a call back from a cop asking me questions about the custody case, asking me if I have custody, is she the biological mother, and that's pretty much all he asked me. I called back 5 hours later because nobody called me, 3:15 or something. I talked to a dispatch. I'm at work, so the cop called me from a private number, and I missed him. And he never called back. So is that how we do things? If somebody misses a call, you just don't call back? So anyway, we'll get back to that. So my son's gone. Nobody even looked for him. And what's crazy to me is this morning, I finally spoke to a sergeant, and the sergeant basically told me that it's not his job. It's not his job to enforce a court order. He told me I need to go back to court and get another court order. So what's the point of the second court order if you guys can't enforce the first court order? Right? Why am I spent $20,000 for the first court order. Now you want me to go spend more money for a second court order that you can't enforce either one. So, what are my options as a dad? My options as a dad is to call my attorney, which I've done, and file a court date motion for contempt. What's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. She's going to get away with it. And here's the sad part, YouTube. If you watch any of my videos, you can go back to my first video. This woman robbed my business at gunpoint. She brought three assailants and 2 guns into my store, held my employees at gunpoint, emptied the register, and was subsequently arrested for armed robbery. But because she's a woman, remember that, guys, you got no rights. These women got all the rights. But because she's a woman, Brian Mason, the district attorney, did not prosecute her for armed robbery. She didn't even get probation. Nothing. Nada. For armed robbery. What do you think would have happened if I pulled a gun on her? Do you think I would have gotten nothing? Of course not. I would have gone to prison if I would have put a gun on her. But because she's a woman and I'm a black male, I've got no protection. So, let's recap. August of 2021, she robbed my business at gunpoint. Not prosecuted. Here we are 4 years later, 3 years later, she's kidnapping my son. Nobody even looked for him. And then when I talked to the sergeant, he's talking about, you hung up on the cop. Really, bro? Really? I hung up on the cop? Really? That's your story? And even if I did hang up on the cop, how do you know I didn't just drop the call? Shouldn't you guys still have looked for my child? Now, the parameters of getting an Amber Alert, there's like 4 parameters. The top 2 are, 1, the complaining parent must be a custodial parent, which I am. And 2, the child must be in danger. Well, the problem I have with that is none of these cops asked me if my son was in danger. So how can they know if he's in danger if they never ask if he's in danger? And that tells me they never had any intention on looking for my son. I bet if I was a white woman, they would have looked. They still talking about Natalie Holloway. But y'all won't even pick up the phone and call El Paso PD to look for the car my son is in. You won't even make a phone call for me. So I'm going to make this video. I'm going to wait for my attorney to get back from vacation. And we're going to start making moves. Because it seems like Brighton PD just doesn't care about dads keeping custody of their children. Because if they did, they would have done something for me on Friday. If they did, they would have done something for me today. All they had to do was make a phone call. They won't even make a phone call. They won't make a fucking 3-minute phone call to El Paso to see if maybe that vehicle can be spotted. Isn't that crazy? So their answer is to go get a court order when I already have a court order. That's it, guys. That's what you get in the American family court system. That's what you get from police. If a woman complains, there's an Amber Alert. I see Amber Alerts every day against men. Why is there never an Amber Alert against a woman when a man has a court order? It never happens. Anyway, y'all enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I won't. And I'm going to see what my attorney says. We're going to call some news stations and see what they have to say. Happy Memorial Day. Stay safe.